The number one mistake people make when moving to Sherman, Texas is choosing the wrong community for their lifestyle. And by the time most people realize they've done it, they've already signed, already moved, and already unpacked. Here's the thing about choosing the wrong community. It's not like buying the wrong couch. You can't just return it. I'm going to walk you through exactly how this happens, how to avoid it, and a few bonus mistakes at the end that I see all the time that nobody talks about. Stay with me. My name is Amanda Phillips. I'm a local realtor with Phillips Property Group, and my entire approach is built around making sure that when you close on a home here, you're closing on the right home in the right community for your actual life. A family decides they're moving to Sherman, Texas. They do their research online, they watch some YouTube videos, they see the price point, and they get excited. They book a trip to come tour, and they give themselves a weekend. They drive into a brand new master planned community. The model home is beautiful. The streets are clean. The amenity center looks amazing. The builder sales rep is friendly and helpful, and they fall in love. Not with the home necessarily, but with the feeling of the moment, the excitement of a new place, a new chapter, a new life. And they put down a deposit before they have really asked themselves the most important question. Not how many square feet, not what the HOA fee is, but does this community actually fit the way we live? Sherman has a range of communities, and they each have a very different personality. Some are high energy, lots of young families, lots of kids, activities, amenity centers that are busy on weekends, neighbors who are out and social all the time. If that's your lifestyle, that's incredible. But if you're someone who moved to Sherman specifically to find peace and quiet and a slower pace, that community is going to feel overwhelming within 6 months. On the flip side, I have seen buyers who are social and active end up in a quieter, more established neighborhood where the pace is slower and the neighbors are older. They wanted community and connection, and instead they feel like they're living somewhere that's not quite right for where they are in life. And then there are the practical lifestyle mismatches. Buyers who work from home full-time who end up in a community where the lots are small and the walls are thin and the noise from neighbors makes it impossible to focus. Buyers who have horses or need space for outdoor hobbies who fall in love with a master plan community without realizing deed restrictions prevent what they're planning to do with their property. Buyers with teenagers who end up far from any walkable activity or social scene and spend every evening driving their kids somewhere. None of these communities are bad, they're just wrong for certain people. And the problem is that on a weekend tour when everything looks shiny and new, it's very hard to see which one you actually are. So how do you avoid this mistake? I'm going to give you 3 things you need to do before you ever put down a deposit in Sherman, Texas. Number 1, write down your actual daily life before you start touring. Not your ideal life, your actual life. What time do you wake up? Do you work from home or commute? Do your kids walk to activities or do you drive them everywhere? Do you entertain at home or do you prefer to go out? Are you outside on weekends or inside? Are you someone who wants to know your neighbors or someone who values privacy? Write all of that down because the right community for you is the one that fits that list, not the one with the prettiest model home. Number 2, visit at different times of day. A community on a Tuesday morning looks completely different from a Saturday afternoon. If you're only touring on a weekend trip, you're only seeing one version of what that neighborhood feels like. If at all possible, drive through in the evening on a weekday. Sit in the parking lot of the amenity center on a Saturday. Number 3, and this is the most important one, work with a local realtor who's going to ask you the hard questions before they ever show you a single home. Not a builder sales rep whose job is to sell you on their specific community. A buyer's agent who represents you and only you, and whose entire goal is to make sure you end up somewhere you're still happy with in 5 years. That is exactly what I do. Before I ever show a client a single home in Sherman, I spend time understanding their lifestyle, not just their budget. Because budget gets you into a home. Lifestyle fit determines whether you love living there. So I promised you 2 bonus mistakes, and here they are. Bonus mistake number 1 is relying solely on the builder's sales agent as your representation in a new construction purchase. Their job is to represent the builder, not you. They work for the company that's selling you the home, and their goal is to get that contract signed. When you walk into a new construction sales office without your own buyer's agent, you are negotiating without anyone in your corner. Do not walk into new construction sale without one. Bonus mistake number 2 is making the move without ever setting foot in Sherman first. I know that sounds obvious, but I work with out-of-state relocators and I understand the reality. Flights cost money, time off work is hard to come by, and the internet makes it feel like you can research everything from your couch. You cannot. Not this decision. Sherman is a town that has a feel to it. The pace, the people, the geography, the way the communities are laid out. These are things you have to experience in person to really understand. The mistake of choosing the wrong community is completely avoidable, but only if you go into this process with the right questions, the right information, and the right person in your corner. If you're planning a move to Sherman, Texas, whether it's in 30 days or 12 months, book a free 20-minute consultation call with me. The link is in the description below. On that call, I'm going to ask you questions about your lifestyle that no builder sales rep is ever going to ask you. And by the end of it, you're going to have a clear picture of which communities in Sherman actually fit the way you live, not just the way you want your house to look. I put out honest content about Sherman, Texas every single week for people who are doing exactly what you're doing right now. If you want to know more about Sherman, here's a few videos I recommend.